Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, Lions fans, buckle up, because today's story is one that could shake the NFC North to its core. And believe me, this isn't just some rumor or speculation. This is a major development that could redefine the future of the Detroit Lions and their division rivals. We've got news coming straight from NFL insiders, and it points to a possible reunion that fans have been dreaming about for years. Yes, the reports suggest that Matthew Stafford, the veteran quarterback who once led the Lions to the playoffs and brought them close to Super Bowl glory, might be heading back to Detroit. Now, I know what you're thinking. What could possibly lead to this? Well, let's dive into the details and see how all of this is unfolding, because the situation with Stafford is more complex than it looks on the surface. For those who might have missed it, Matthew Stafford's NFL journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. He was drafted by the Detroit Lions back in 2009, a franchise that was desperately in need of stability and a future quarterback. Stafford, with his cannon arm and natural leadership, quickly became the face of the Lions. Over his 12 seasons in Detroit, he became a symbol of perseverance, even though the team struggled to reach the postseason consistently. But when he finally led the Lions to the playoffs in 2011, and then again in 2014 and 2016, fans believed that a Super Bowl was within reach. Unfortunately, injuries and some misfortune in the postseason kept that dream just out of reach. Still, Stafford's impact was undeniable. He set franchise records, threw for over 45,000 yards, and was known for his toughness and resilience. Fast forward to his move to the Los Angeles Rams in 2021, a trade that shocked many Lions fans at the time. The Rams, fresh off a Super Bowl victory in 2021, saw Stafford as their key piece to finally get over the hump and secure that elusive championship. And boy, did he deliver. Stafford's leadership and clutch performances were instrumental in the Rams' Super Bowl LVI win, where he threw for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns, capping off a storybook season. But now, with the NFL landscape shifting and Stafford's current health issues, the narrative is changing rapidly. The Rams, for all their ambitions, are facing an uncertain start to their season. Stafford, who has battled a series of injuries, ribs, thumb, a bruised spinal column, and now back soreness, has been sidelined from training camp, and his outlook is increasingly uncertain. This brings us to one of the most critical points, his health. Just recently, Rams head coach Sean McVay revealed that Stafford has seen Dr. Robert Watkins again, marking the second consultation in 2 weeks. The back soreness has become a major concern, especially as the season looms. For a quarterback who's already dealt with significant injuries over the past few seasons, including that bruised spinal column in 2022 and a thumb injury in 2023, this is a red flag. It's no secret that Stafford's style of play has always been aggressive, standing tall in the pocket, taking hits, and making throws under pressure. Unfortunately, that style has taken a toll. Over his NFL career, Stafford has been sacked a staggering 501 times, and that's not counting the hits that didn't result in sacks but still inflicted damage. At 37 years old, Stafford's durability has become a major concern. He's a seasoned veteran, a Super Bowl champion, but the toll of the game is clearly catching up to him. With his injury history, age, and the current back issues, it's natural to wonder if we're witnessing the beginning of the end of his playing career. And that's where the potential of him returning to Detroit comes into play. Imagine Stafford, at this stage of his career, stepping back into the Lions' locker room, finishing his NFL journey where it all began. It's a storybook ending many Lions fans have wished for, a chance for him to retire with the franchise that gave him his start, that believed in him when few others did. Now, the rumors are swirling that the Rams might consider trading Stafford back to Detroit. It's not just wishful thinking. There are insiders suggesting that if Stafford's back injury worsens, or if his health doesn't improve, the Rams could see a trade as the best option to recoup some value, and give Stafford a chance to finish his career with the team he's most associated with. The Lions, on the other hand, have always maintained that they'd welcome Stafford back if the opportunity arose. After all, he's a Lions legend, a player who redefined what the franchise could be when healthy. And with Jared Goff firmly established as the starter in Detroit, the Lions have a stable quarterback situation, but the idea of bringing Stafford back adds a layer of excitement and nostalgia. But let's not forget the context of this entire situation. The NFL is a business, and players' careers are often dictated by their health and the needs of the team. Stafford's injury battle has been ongoing, and the league's grueling schedule doesn't favor anyone, especially a quarterback with a long injury history. If his back issues persist or worsen, it could lead to a tough decision: either continue fighting through the pain or consider retirement. And if retirement becomes the path, a return to Detroit might be the perfect way for Stafford to close out his career, surrounded by fans who have supported him through thick and thin. Imagine the emotional moment when he steps back onto the field in Detroit, wearing the Lions' colors one last time, perhaps even for a farewell game that fans will remember forever. This whole scenario also raises questions about the Rams' future plans. They are a team with Super Bowl aspirations, and their success heavily relies on Stafford's health. If he can't stay on the field, their window could close sooner than expected. The Rams have already seen the toll that injuries have taken on Stafford, and the team is now wrestling with the idea of their quarterback's long-term health. It's a delicate balance. Do they push him to play through pain, risking further injury, or do they start thinking about life after Stafford? The decision will undoubtedly influence their strategy in the upcoming season and beyond. From a Lions perspective, this potential reunion is incredibly exciting. Imagine the emotional boost it would give the team and the fan base. Stafford returning to Detroit, even if just for a final chapter, would be a historic moment. It would symbolize resilience, loyalty, and the enduring bond between a player and a franchise that believed in him from the start. And for the Lions, having a quarterback of Stafford's caliber, if he's healthy, could be a game changer. It would bring experience, leadership, and that killer instinct that only a Super Bowl-winning quarterback can provide. Plus, it would serve as an inspiring story for the current roster, showing that perseverance and loyalty can pay off in the end. Now, I want to emphasize that all of this is still speculation at this point. The NFL is a fluid league, and situations can change rapidly. But the signs are there, and the narrative is unfolding right before our eyes. Stafford's health, his future, and the possibility of him donning the Lions jersey once again are topics that fans need to keep an eye on. It's a story that could define the NFL offseason and even reshape the NFC North landscape. The Lions are on the rise, and adding a player like Stafford, even at this stage of his career, could be the final piece that propels them to the top. Or, at the very least, it would add a chapter filled with nostalgia and hope for the future. Pace here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Lions fans, what's your take on this? Do you believe Stafford will return to Detroit, or do you think the injuries will force him into retirement? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him back in a Lions uniform? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. Remember, this story is still developing, and I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: this is a story you don't want to miss. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, go Lions.